Hola a todos, hello everyone. Well, as all we know, Christmas is just around the corner. And you know, we always have in mind like, to organize the presents, what to do, what are they gonna like or don't like. The last years I didn't have much time, but I always try to do as much as I could like a homemade present. First, it avoids you to go into the shops, and the shops are busy, and especially this year, we need to be careful. The other thing is, when doing a homemade present, it's so nice because it's homemade. So it has all your love on that thing. For today's video, I just decided to do for my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law like a homemade pajamas. And the fun bit is that our Christmas pajamas, so we have Santas in here and reindeers on the other one. And these are flannel, it's with a flannel fabric, so very cozy and warm. Pajamas are one of the basics projects that you can do, and if you do a mistake, it doesn't matter because it's a pajama, you wear it at home. My first project was a pajama, and I still wear that pajama, and it lasts longer and it's so comfy because it's a good quality fabric. So I highly recommend to try, if you don't know where to start with the sewing, go for a pajama. I'm using for today's, the pattern I'm using is from Tilly and the Buttons, Love at First Stitch, which I'm gonna link down below the book. It's such a fantastic book. I just fall in love with the book, and it made me like fall in love with the sewing and do more and more projects. So for today's video, let's go with the trousers, and you will see hopefully more videos about other Christmas ideas. Okay, bye for now, hope you enjoy, bye. Right, you need to make sure all the fabric is very aligned. So basically just make sure on the fold you have the same pattern all along. So we just need to make sure all the Santas, for example, that are folding half all the way through. Take your time to put all the pins needed, so don't be shy with the pins. The more pins, the more safe is going to be the cutting of the fabric. And the other thing is, I'm not sure you can see, but this is the grain line. We need to make sure there's the same distance from the grain line to the selvage in here and then in the upper part, so it's the same centimeters. This way we need to make sure, so we make sure like the pattern is aligned, not like that or not like that. And also in this case these are little Santas, so we need to make sure they face up and not down. So I'm gonna do the same with the other leg, and then I'm gonna proceed to cut the fabric. So this is the way I mark the notches. There's some people that use some like colors, and there's some people that do some cuts. But I've been told, I've been taught that this is the way. So basically it is like in a special thread that is very easy to break, and even you can sew over and then like remove it. But basically without doing any end knots, just go on the marks twice and make a big loop, and then just cut, okay? And this yellow thread is gonna stay in the fabric, you'll see later. But basically we don't want to break the paper, so when you remove that, just remove carefully, and then the yellow mark is gonna stay there. Right, this is the most important part. We need to pin together front leg and back leg, so as you can see it's not like the same. It makes sense because remember this is gonna go to the bottom. So just make sure you have the right sides inside, and then just pin along all this side. Okay, and this is how like the yellow threads look like, so it's gonna help you to know that you are going to the right place. And yeah, so we're gonna like get ready the machine, and we're gonna sew all the line, and then we are gonna pin the other side and sew all this long line together. This part has been sewn, as you can see. I did like 1.5 centimeters both legs, and now we need to pin the other side of the pyjama, okay, till what is called like the crotch. You may need to put additional pins in here to make like the curve go right, but just make sure, you know, both are on the same, you know, they are together in here. Don't worry, you know, if it's like this is bigger than the other side, that's the idea. So yeah, let's gonna like do the sewing as well here for 1 centimeters, and we are ready to use the overlocker. Okay. So what we need to do next is to press the seams, okay? In theory it's towards the back, but pressing is very important, so just make sure we press in every single one we done. Next step, it is a very nice tip from Tilly and the Buttons. I just love it. So basically we need to join now both legs to make the pyjama. So what we need to do is we need to turn one leg to the right side, okay, and this needs to go inside the other one. It sounds a bit weird, but it makes life so easy. So I'm just gonna keep one like that, and inside this I'm gonna put this one. Okay, so there we go. And then you will see that it makes sense. So, you know, you have everything matching, and the crotch as well. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna pin all across the crotch till the waistband, you know, and we are gonna proceed to sew that. As I mentioned, I just pin all across the crotch, so that is gonna make my life easy on the sewing machine. So yeah, I'm gonna do this 1.5 centimeters, and then I'm gonna overlock, and then we're gonna be ready for the waistband. I just wanted to show you, you know, all these markings we done. Basically they are working. So for example, here I had like 2 yellow marks, so which match with the 2 yellow marks, so that's a good sign we are doing the right thing. And then I know this yellow marking here should match this one for later on to do the waistband. So yeah, this is very important. Right, so we got this right. We have a nice pajamas on the go. Yay! Right, so what we need to do now is we need to turn this back in, and we're gonna do the waistline. Right, iron, you know, to this side like 1 centimeter all across the waistline, and then we're gonna fold just you know, on the yellow mark. Okay, and then we're gonna like you know, iron it again and pin together. This one is ready to be sewn. So as you can see, you know, you may need to take your time to have like a nice waistband ready. The pattern may help as well to know you are doing like the right thing. So yeah, this is ready to sew. Right, take into account this is the front, and I want to do later like manually, I want to put like the elastic band through. So instead of starting here, I'm gonna start in here, you know, so I can do the elastic band on this side later and hand sew the ending. So I'm gonna just a trick so you always like remember. So I'm gonna start from here and I'm gonna sew all across the line. The other tip is I'm gonna sew like that. So I know this is 1 centimeter and I did for 1 centimeter, so I'm just gonna go across, you know, just to make it my life easy. And the book says that, so just, you know, going with the foot all the way through. Last thing to do is the hems on the, you know, on the length. I mean, ideally I would like to like measure, you know, the exact length I need to do this, but you know, this is like a present that needs to go. So in theory we need to fold like 1.5 centimeters and then fold this that again, and then we press, okay, and we're gonna pin across as well. This is already done and is ready to sew, and I'm gonna do the same for the other legs. Right, so for the waistband, because I don't know how much they measure, basically I'm gonna use this other book, which is very interesting, very nice. And here it tells how, you know, the length of the elastic, depending of the size. So I'm just gonna cut the elastic because our pajamas you want to be comfy in the night at size like 48 and 44. I just cut my elastic band. I think I'm just following the recommendation like 2.5 centimeter, which is quite nice and comfy. And if you remember our left opening, I'm just gonna pass the elastic band through it. Okay, so once I pass it, you just need to be careful that the other side doesn't slip in, and then we need to join them. So I have just the two together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the safety pin. Oopsie, didn't expect that. And I'm gonna like sew like overlapping like that. So I just start like 0.5 centimeter just to allow the overlapping. So I'm gonna do some sewing around, and then it's up to you about the remaining hole. We can like do some sewing over, which probably is what I'm gonna do, or you can do it manually.